Let us see the next topic, equivalence classes. Let R be an equivalence relation on a set A, and an element A, small a, belongs to capital A. Then the set of all elements X of A which are related to small a by the relation R is called equivalence class of the element A with respect to R. This means that suppose you have a set A, capital A, and the relation R is defined on this set. Suppose you have an element small a here. Now what we do is we form a subset, that is nothing but equivalence class generated by A. How we generate this equivalence class? We collect all X. Some more elements will be there here. What we do is we collect all elements and put here which are related to A. Suppose this is your X, and if you know X is related to A under the relation R, then we take that element and put into the set. Then we search for the other element which is related to A again. If this element is related to A, then again we take this element inside the set. We take that. In the same way, we collect all the elements which are related to small a and form a subset with the help of a relation which is an equivalence relation. The subset so formed is called equivalence class generated by an element A with respect to R, which is denoted by A bar, that is equivalence class generated by A. It can also be denoted by square brackets A, that is equivalence class generated by an element A. Or we can also write it as R of A, which is defined as equivalence class generated by A contains all elements X from capital A which are related to A, small a. That means if X comma A belongs to R, that is X is related to A, then take that X inside the set. If you repeat for all other elements which are related to A, you get an equivalence class which is denoted by this. Let us see one theorem. Let R be an equivalence relation on a set A, and let A comma B belongs to capital A, then A is related to B if and only if equivalence class of A will be same as equivalence class of B. That means whenever in a set A you have two elements A and B, if you know that these two elements are related, and if you try to form an equivalence class of A and equivalence class of B, since these two elements are already related, these sets will also become same, will also become equal. So that is what they are saying here. Another theorem says let R be an equivalence relation on a set A, and let A comma B belongs to A, then the following is true. What is that? Whenever two equivalence classes intersect, then those two equivalence classes are same. That means if you have an equivalence class generated by A, and if you have an equivalence class generated by B, if you find at least one element is common in these two, intersection exists, that is nothing but not equal to null set. If you find at least one common element from these two sets, then you can conclude actually those two equivalence classes are the same. Partition of a set. The set P partitioned as A1, A2, A3 and so on up to AK is called a partition of A, if A can be expressed as union of all these, and intersection between any two sets will be null set, that is mutually disjoint. Every pair of sets are mutually disjoint. That is, if you have a set A, then we can partition it into mutually disjoint subsets. Mutually disjoint subsets whose union will be again equal to A. So this is nothing but partition, which is denoted as P here. These are all nothing but A1, A1, A2 and so on. Let us see one more theorem on this. If A is a non-empty set, then any equivalence relation R on A induces a partition. That means with the help of an equivalence relation, you can partition a set A. In the other way, any partition of A gives rise to an equivalence relation R on A. That means with the help of equivalence relation, you can partition. Here we are saying with the help of partition, you can find equivalence relation in the other way. Let us take one example. Consider the set A, the equivalence relation defined by this. This is our equivalence relation. Explicitly they have given defined on A. They are asking find the partition of A induced by R. Let us partition the set A using the given equivalence relation. Solution: given R. In R we have 1 comma 1, that is 1 is related to 1, 1 is related to 1, and there is no other element which is related to 1. If you see here, there is no other element related to 1. So you get a subset containing only one element, that is 1 only. If you have another element, say 1 comma 2 or 2 comma 1, then we have to take even 2 also inside the set, but we don't have any such, so it is a singleton set. Now let us go for 2. We are going to find what is the equivalence class generated by 2. That means we have to collect the elements to which 2 is related. This is the one pair in which 2 is related to 2, so we have taken 2 here, and there is one more pair in which 2 is related to 3, so we have taken 3. So what have we done? In a set A, we fix an element 2 and we collect all the elements which are to which this 2 is related, Since we have 2 comma 2, 2 is related to 2, so we take 2 inside the subset. Here we have 2 is related to 3, so we take 3 inside. So this equivalence class is 2 comma 3, and there is no other element to which 2 is related. Here we have 3 comma 2, but not 2 comma something. This is 3 is related to 2. 3 is related to 2. We take this pair when we go for equivalence class generated by 3. Now let us go for 3 now. Equivalence class generated by 3 means set of all elements to which 3 is related. That is, first element will be 3. Here first element is 3, here first element is 3. No other pair in which first element is 3. We have collected here, and the elements 2 and 3 are the elements to which 3 is related. Therefore we have taken. Now if you observe, these two equivalence classes are same. That means equivalence class generated by 3 and the equivalence class generated by 2 are the same. So any one we can take in the partition set. Any one we can take in the partition set, not the both. Now when you go for 4, collect the pairs in which 4 has appeared in the first place, thus and thus. These are the only two. 4 is related to 4, 4 is related to 5. So therefore 4 comma 5 are the elements in the equivalence class generated by 4. Now let us go for 5. If you see, the class generated by 5 are 4 and 5 we have taken, which is actually the same as the class generated by 4. Therefore, if you see for disjoint equivalence classes, different equivalence classes, one is one class, generated by 2 is another class, and generated by 4 is another class. These are the only distinct, because the class generated by 3 was actually the same as the class 2, so we have not taken into consideration, and the class generated by 5 was same as the class 4, so we have not taken. We have to take only distinct. Now therefore P can be written as partition set P is equivalence class generated by 1, generated by 2, generated by 4 is the partition induced by R.